Miscellaneous method. Under miscellaneous method is ash content. Ash content. Define total ash and acid insoluble ash. Total ash is the residue remaining after incineration. Acid insoluble ash is the part of the total ash which is insoluble in diluted hydrochloric acid. The approximate temperature equivalence. We have the very dull red heat. The range is 500 to 550 degrees Celsius. The dull red heat 570 to 700 degrees Celsius. Bright red heat 800 to 1000 degrees Celsius. Yellow red heat 1000 to 1200 degrees Celsius. The white heat is 1200 to 1600 degrees Celsius. So another is the residue on ignition. Residue on ignition means the residue that left over on ignition. The residue kind may be of any kind, example sulfate or some other metal contamination. So the loss on ignition. The loss on ignition represents the actual material lost during smelting or refining in a furnace or smelter. The loss of ignition of the product indicates the extent to which the fire processing was incomplete. So we are now in water content. So water content, underwater content is gravimetric for drug containing no constituents other than water. Uh, it is of the many methods that may be employed for isolating the desired constituent from solution on sample. The most common is precipitation, that is transformation into a substance not soluble in the solution. The reagent is added that forms an insoluble compound with a desired constituent but will not precipitate other constituents of the sample. The precipitate obtained is separated by filtration, washed free from soluble impurities, dried or ignited to remove water, and weighed. Certain substances can be separated by virtue of their assay convertibility to gaseous compounds, as in the determination of carbonate in the mineral analysis. The sample is treated with an acid, and carbon dioxide is involved as a gas. The gas is absorbed when a weighed quantity of a solid alkaline reagent, and the amount of carbon dioxide is determined from the gain in weight of the absorbent. Next is the gravimetric for drug containing either soluble constituents. Imo na ni.
Gravimetric for drug containing ether soluble constituent. Number one, water soluble extractive value is applied for the drugs which contain water soluble constituents such as tannins, sugar, plant acids, and mucilage. Number two, alcohol soluble extractive value is applied for the drugs which contain alcohol soluble constituents such as tannin, resins, and alkaloids. Official methods for the assay of mere and asafoetida. Ether, ether soluble extractive value is applied for the extraction of volatile oil, fixed oil, and resins. Number one, volatile ether soluble extractive value, volatile oil. Non-volatile ether soluble extractive value, resin, fixed oils, coloring matter. Next. Physical evaluation methods of adulteration. Solvent extractive value. This method determines the approximate amount of chemical constituent present in the given amount of medicinal plant material when extracted with solvent. The solvent used of extraction dissolve appreciable quantities of substance. Example, aloe not less than 25% water soluble extractive value. Water soluble extractive value. It is used for containing water soluble active constituent of crude drugs such as tannin, plant acid, mucilage, glycosides. Alcohol soluble extractive value. Alcohol is ideal solvent for extraction of various chemicals like tannin, glycosides, resin, etc. The solvent strength of alcohol varies from 20 to 95%. The solvent strength has the chosen depending on the nature of the drug to be extracted. Ether soluble. Ether soluble extractive value. Volatile ether soluble extractive which represents volatile oil content of drug. Example, linseed not less than 25%. Not volatile ether soluble extractive represent resin fixed oil or coloring matter present in drug. Example, capsicum not less than 12%. Next. Toluene distillation, azetropic. Moisture is removed from the sample by distillation as azeotrope with toluene. The water is collected in suitable trap and its volume is measured at a temperature. Scope. This method is applicable to all unmodified starches, most modified starches, and mini starch products. Titrimetrical Fisher is widely analytical method for quantifying water content in a variety of products. The fundamental principle behind it based on Bunsen reaction between iodine and sulfur dioxide in aqueous medium. Carl Fisher discovered that this reaction could be modified to be used for the determination of water in an aqueous system containing an excess of sulfur dioxide. Dew point. The dew point or dew point temperature of a gas is a temperature at which the water vapor of the low boiling hydrocarbon derivatives contained in the gas is transformed into liquid state. Dew point is the temperature at which a mixture of air and water vapor saturates. The classic method for determining the dew point is to slowly cool a polished surface until condensation occurs. The temperature of the surface when the first drop appears is considered the dew point. Electrolytic hygrometric. Electro- Electrolytic moisture analyzers employ an electrolytic cell for moisture measurement. The principle of measurement utilized involves the electrolysis of water into oxygen and hydrogen. Since two electrons are required for electrolysis of each water molecule, the electrolysis current is a measure of water present in sample. Hygrometer works on the phenomenon called evaporative cooling. When water evaporates from any surface, it becomes cool because water molecules exceed energy from the surface during evaporation.
That's all for the
Thank
miscellaneous.
you.
Thank you, sir.